Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me for Chronicles in Collecting, where I'm going to take a look at the Robot Spirits Leo Moss Green from Mobile Suit Gundam Wing, a 49-episode anime series that ran from April 1995 to March of 1996. This figure came out in August 2012 and retailed for 3,300 yen, or about $42 US at the time. So this is going to be the last Gundam Wing figure that I do for a while, mostly because I don't have any more to open right now. I know that we have the Metal Robot Spirits that are coming out a little later this year of Wing Zero and Epion, so I'm looking forward to those and hopefully see a bit more, but haven't been able to pick up any of the older figures sort of at good prices in good condition. We've already taken a look at the Death Scythe, the Tall Geese 2. Doesn't really seem like there's going to be all that much to this figure. So let's take a look at the figure here. I think it's a pretty nice standard figure for this era. I think the coloring's nice, details are nice. I actually really like this design. I think it's mostly based on the Tall Geese, which I'm also a big fan of. Obviously, without that giant mohawk, but it does have the kind of orange lines on the back here that we saw in the Tall Geese 2. Pretty bare bones as far as accessories go. Got a gun. What else we got here? Just a few parts to help connect it to the to a stand, probably something to hold the gun on the waist here, and then 3 hands. Not sure why Bandai was doing all the odd number of hands, but anyway, so I'm gonna pose this guy real quickly, and I'll be back in a few minutes with some final thoughts. All right, and we are back, so let's get this guy on the rotating stand and give some final thoughts. Perfect. So yeah, I mean, again, not too much this figure, kind of is what you get. There's a few hands, and then there's the gun. One thing that was sort of annoying is that it doesn't actually have a hole for the stand, so you have to put in a little adapter, which is just a little bit more finicky. I think that might be the first regular Robot Spirits I've seen that needs an adapter to get on the stand. There are some holes on the shoulder, which might support a stand. It kind of said something about it in the instruction booklet, but it was in Japanese, so I couldn't read it. So, if that's important to you, you got that. But yeah, I think the figure is really nice. I like the detailing. I really like the finish. It's very unique, and it seems very different than some of the other ones that I saw in the Robot Spirits line. I mean, it's all basically the same color. There's just a little bit of detailing, but I think it pops where they put it on. One thing that's kind of annoying is that the head doesn't move, but probably, I mean, Gundam Wing was not the best animated show, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Leo's head never moved there. And not tons of accessories, but I don't think the Leo is obviously as beloved as the Zaku or some of the other kind of grunt mobile suits. But posability is good. The joints are good. The one other negative that I would mention is there's kind of like when you're doing a model kit and there's those little nubs that you kind of file off. There's a lot of those on this figure. You can't really quite see it. I don't know if it's just my particular figure or if it's just this one in general. I mean, it's a 10-year-old figure, so I'll give it a pass on that. But yeah, all in all, if you like the Leo, I think you could certainly do worse than this while you wait for Bandai to maybe release some more Robot Spirits in the Gundam Wing line. Anyway, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate a like or subscribe, and if you didn't, tell me about it in the comments. I do new figure reviews on Wednesday, and that's typically stuff from the last few weeks or the last month or so. And then a few Fridays a month, I'm kind of going through my backlog and getting through some older Robot Spirits and some Chogokin figures. And please join me for next Wednesday's episode, where we're going to continue the 8th MS Team love with the RX-79G Gundam Ground Type Robot Spirits version anime. Thanks so much, and keep collecting.